I've got here, the most lovely selection of roses and daylilies. They're gorgeous. So I've put down just with, this is a bamboo. This is a really old, this is called bamboo, this Daler-Rowney acrylic. Yeah, just start building up, white paint, green for the leaves probably. Let's just see how it goes. That's the second layer then, in yellow, in a mix of yellow, lemon yellow, white on top of that bamboo. Stick and black paint came out. Morning everyone, welcome to this week's Art Weekly. I've bought those roses and lilies. They're really fading now. Well, some are and some aren't. The leaves are yellowing and some of the flowers are browning. Some of those buds that are left on there are browning. Some of the leaves are quite brittle. These were in the house and I couldn't resist the Sidetrack from the wall, the Cornwall wall, to get a start on these flowers, and I thought I'll bring them up today. I might work on this some more and I might start up another one, I'm not sure. I can't remember at what stage I showed you this guy, but I've got him in a frame, and this is, so the large sheets are A1, this is A2, so I framed up. You lose a bit when you go in the frame with the A2, but I'm very slow on replying to a few people that have suggested and asked if, bear with, if I would consider putting my paperwork in a tube. And I thought about it, and the idea initially was, oh my God, I've spent the time pressing under the rug press and now I've got to curl it up into a tube. And I think the problem is the tubes are all well and good if you've got a giclée print or not too much texture, and I tend to have an awful lot of texture. I just feel unhappy about putting the papers in the tubes. So I think I'm going to keep pressing, and I will actually be putting them in a frame so that I'm confident. I've actually put a gloss medium over this one. It's worked really, really nicely and it's sitting in there nicely. So I'm sorry that I've been really slow to the lovely viewers that have asked about me putting things in tubes. Gosh, this one's heavy. So this is A1. That's quite a beast, that one. But this size we could manage to pack and send. I was not the only one. I was not the only one that loved this bluey green. So I've gone in again on two 12 by 12s. I'm growing. So I want those to dry. And last week I mentioned about having some more Cornish material. We stayed near St Ives, so a few trips into the Tate, and they had alongside their resident paintings, they had two exhibitions, and I'll drop a little bit in about those. In the cafe restaurant upstairs, I was particularly taken with their decor. It's very simple, but they had a teal and lighter teal and mustard in their dining area. So I thought I must take a picture. I'm not sure why I got it on a jaunty angle. So what I want to do is just see if I can get down a mix of those colours and use that at some point for a painting. I want to put down the pieces of collage, the painted paper pieces from last week. I want to use those in here. I've taken them for some reason, they're in the house, so I'll run down and come back up. Oh, I can almost close my eyes. I'll close my eyes and just use the shapes I've got. I've bought the Mod Podge, which is running low. I want to be random. I might have to speed this up because you've seen me do this so many times. So this, excited. This is what happens when I get carried away. That is the teal. I'm really, really tempted to do something really mad here and just go like that. I think that's pretty loaded. I'll leave it at that. A lot more to go on there and to experiment with. But I wouldn't have pulled those colours out, taking inspiration from the decor, from the seating basically. My feeling at the moment is that everything is about the same size. So some smaller things would help, perhaps some different shape, some leaves. We'll see how that goes, but I'll try my hardest to hang in with this colour palette. No, my canvases over there are still not dry, and the temps have dropped a little bit in the UK. Actually, I think this morning we had a frost, our first frost. So things will be slower to dry now. That's nice and dry, so I can have a look at that this morning. And this little painting, if you've been watching, oh gosh, it's just taken such a long time. I'm going to call that posy. I'm going to photograph it. I'm going to get my act together and actually get it on the website. I am so slow at putting things on, but I will get that loaded. The frame is on its way for this one, and I might now, I've had enough time to live with that, I might now work a little more on there. We'll see. I'll drop a clip in. I ironed up my Van Dyke brown jacket and that I dyed last week, and I'm really pleased with it. But too cold, windy and chilly, so the jumpers are back out. But I thought I'd just share this is the little brown jacket that I dyed. You saw me pulling from the washing machine last week. I'm so pleased. The only thing I regret is that I didn't do it sooner, because it's linen and I doubt it will be warm enough as the temperature starts dropping in the UK. But I'm now wondering what else I might go through and find to dye. Brown jacket, Van Dyke brown, that's what it puts me in mind of. Also, I'll drop a clip in. We went to another garden centre that we always forget about. They lay things out quite nicely in here. We've got 2 or 3 garden centres not too far away. Oh, grasses. Grasses. Not is that pampas? Not pampas. Not the little one we're looking for. Is it this? 1 reduced pot of grass and 4 packets of allium bulbs. I found a grass that I divided up, I split it up and that's gone in. Back to painting. I'm wondering about Prussian blue in here. Just want to get a little bit more depth of colour in. I don't like this area. There's more to go, but I quite like that, and I quite like that. We'll work on the leaf, on the idea of the leaves. That's better. The leaves are very clunky. My hands are cold now because Rocket wants the door open and the wind is whistling. So I think I'll go and get a warm cup of tea. So that's screaming at me. I'll come back in and keep making progress with that. Think about what I'm going to do on these, and there's more to be done up there. Over here I feel like I just want to put some line in. I'll get something more done here. But I do like this brown, it was a Van Dyke brown, against that minty, pale, washy green. And then the strength of green underneath, I quite like that. More to do. Morning everyone. Sidetracked, late to the cabin. I bought this little, it was a jacket. I made the biggest mistake. I was flattered because in the shop a lady came up to me and said, "I love that little jacket on you. Where did you get it?" We looked all around and I just said, "I just found it." There weren't any others with it. And it transpired that it was the only one. And she really wanted it. And I was not quite sure that I really wanted it, but I felt compelled that I've got to get it. So I got it. And then when I got home, I thought, I don't know when I'm going to wear that, because it had really enormous sleeves. And I've got to the stage in my life where if I buy something, I want to wear it now. I want to break that old habit of putting things away for best or for an occasion. I don't have an occasion, I just want to wear things now. I got my scissors out and I cut the arms off, and I've kept the arms, and I'll see what I could do with the arms that I've kept. So the mess, the amount of fluff that was then all over the floor meant get the hoover out, dee-da, dee-da. So slow to the cabin, but warm and in something that I can wear every day. I've already got my stick in a tube of Payne's Grey. I did a workshop recently and I was raving about how much fun it is when your tubes really get to the bitter end and you can get your stick in and scoop around what's left in there, as well as taking the end off. So with my Payne's Grey, I feel like I just want to give it a little bit of an outline. I do just love the fact that it will give you more of a random mark, which I find quite exciting. And then that in turn gives me, I'm always looking for something to respond to. The stick, this stick does not want to bend this morning or twist. Right. So I'll move the camera and continue a bit on here. This will be my warming up painting, and while I'm standing here with the others, hopefully I'll get a feel for where I'm going with those. If you get carried away and you don't like any marks that you get down, you can always go in with a damp cloth and just take back and refine a line. Sometimes that's quite good to do. So if I want to remove that, I can. As well as the option of letting it dry and then going over. think I'm at the stage now where I just need to come in. I think I'll come in with the white paint and clean up some of this. I leave this, but that was a step too far. But when you're putting your ground down, just enjoy it and know that it might stay and it might not. One of the questions I got asked at the workshop, one of the best questions, was at what stage do you stop paint being free, and at what stage do you start to think about composition? And I think that is different for everyone. I think that is an intuitive thing, that you've had your experimentation, and then you step away. It will start to just speak to you about composition, about balance. This might still not be quite right, but I know that I need to I need to trim it back in order to be able to see it more clearly. So I think that that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to white out and let that rest, leave it be and move on to something else. I've got a lot of turquoise blue left here. I do apologise quite often if I'm working down here and the camera's up here. I don't want to keep stopping to move the camera. And what's on my brush. I know. I closed the door. This morning and someone's groaning, tapping to come in, groaning now, moaning to go out. Have a wonderful week, everyone, whatever you're up to. I will get this, probably get this finished up and turn my attention back to Cornwall next week, hopefully. What else? Yeah, just keep going. And I'll end with, I'll drop in I printed out, we had it was such an exciting moment. We found, I hadn't remembered seeing this the last time we went to St Ives Tate. There's a Matisse that lives there. I'll drop a picture of that in. And the colours that obviously sitting subconsciously somewhere when you see something that you're just drawn into. If you're going to any exhibitions, if there's anything you're off to see, really absorb it, because it does. All those things, all those colours, shapes, techniques, all just sit in the subconscious waiting to come out. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking time to comment, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.